Hi guys, it's Sterling Specter here. In today's video, we're going to be seeing if this 6-year-old graphics card can still mine Ethereum and how much money we can make while mining with this card. This right here is an Nvidia Msi Gtx 1050 Ti. This is part of the 10 series cards from Nvidia and was released around 6 years ago back in 2016. So from first looks, we can see it looks like a normal card with a big heatsink and then some fans to cool down the card. So in terms of GPU evolution, we haven't seen much change in appearance other than the fact that the new GPUs tend to have bigger fans and bigger heatsinks. This GPU doesn't have a backplate and has a normal HDMI and DVI ports on the end. Next, let's compare the specs of this card from one of the present day just to see how far we've come in terms of the evolution of GPU technology. Let's take the new 3090 Ti specs and compare these to the 1050 Ti's. So the main graphic chip for the 1050 Ti is the GP107. It has a memory type of GDDR5 for the VRAM, and the VRAM size is only 4 GB. The memory bus width is 128-bit, and the bandwidth is 112.1 gigabits per second. Now, if you don't know, the higher the memory bandwidth, the better at mining a card will be. So just to keep this in mind when we compare them to the 3090 Ti's. We have a total of 768 cores and a processor size of 14 nanometers. Lastly, the 1050 Ti requires up to 70 watts of power to run. Now if we look at the 3090 Ti, we can see that they have a graphics chip that is a GA102. It has a memory type of GDDR6X for the VRAM, and the size of the VRAM is 24 GB. The memory bus width is 384-bit, and the bandwidth of this memory is 1008 gigabits per second. We have a total of 10,752 cores and a processor size of 8 nanometers. Lastly, the 3090 Ti has a massive power draw of up to 450 watts of power. When compared, the 1050 Ti looks like it's nowhere near the power or efficiency of the 3090 Ti, which is expected in technology. This is because it's such a booming industry and is always evolving, and new tech is constantly coming out. Lastly, let's look at the price of these cards at launch. The 1050 Ti was priced at $139 at launch, and the 3090 Ti was priced at a massive $2,000 at launch. So as you can see, there is a lot of difference between these two cards, and a lot of technology has come over the last 6 years. Let's now get into the main part of the video where we test how good this card is at mining after the 6 years. So as you can see here, I'm hooking it up to my test bench rig down here. This rig I use to just make videos and play around with settings before I put them onto my main rigs. As you can see, we've hooked it up to the main riser and put the PCIe plug in the slot. Now the crazy thing that I noticed was that the 1050 Ti doesn't have a 6-pin connector anywhere on the card, which means that when powering this card, all the energy draw has to be drawn through the riser. This is fine as it's less than 75 watts, as that's what the 6-pin connectors are rated for. Now that that's set up, let's head over to the PC screen and start to mine with this card. So one of the big problems that you run into when mining Ethereum on older cards is the Dag size. Ethereum has a Dag size of over 4 GB. This means that cards with only a VRAM of over 4 GB can mine the coin. This card unfortunately has only 4 GB of VRAM, so it doesn't have enough memory to mine Ethereum anymore. However, there is a workaround for this, and this is through lolminer's zombie mode, which allows cards under 4 GB to mine Ethereum. Even though this zombie mode does exist, it's still not as good to mine with, so we'll be mining a different algorithm and then convert into Ethereum to show profits. If we go to what to mine and apply the settings for one 1050 Ti, we can see what's at the top of the list. We have Zero Coin here. This is the coin that we are going to be mining today with this card. So I already went up and set up my miner file ready to go for Zero Coin. And we're going to leave this run for about 10 minutes and see if we can get a stable hash rate to show up for this card. So after around 10 minutes, we got a stable hash rate of around 6 megahash on the ProgPow algorithm. This is very small, however, after some calculations, it comes out to around 45 cents a day in revenue and 25 cents in profit, which is around 0.00015 ETH a day. I also tried to overclock the card, but every time I did, it crashed my rig, so I don't think overclocking was possible. I'm actually surprised by these results, as I was expecting the card to lose profit and be in the negative. However, it's still bringing in $0.50 a day on ZeroCoin. This goes to show that even using an old card, you're able to make profit. Many people might have GPUs lying around that they think are useless, yet they might be able to mine with them. Now let's compare this to the price of the 3090 and the hash rate. So the 3090 gets around 46 megahash on the ProgPow algorithm, which is 7.6 times more than the 1050 Ti. This is expected as it's a newer card, so should be getting way more hash rate. When we compare to the launch price, we can see that the 3090 Ti's price is 14.3 times more than that of the 1050 Ti. This in theory means that if you bought 14 of the 1050 Ti's at launch, they would make more revenue than the 3090 Ti does to this day, which is crazy in terms of mining. Obviously they wouldn't be as efficient, but it still goes to show that these old cards aren't worthless and still bring in coins and profits. Overall, this small card has been able to mine and bring in money, so I'll be keeping it on my test rig and have it mine in the background. I've also used this card to game on, and it runs at a decent FPS and quality for being 6 years old. So that's it for the video, guys. If you want to see more content like this, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. If you have any thoughts on the content, leave a comment below.